Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who feel like a king. This is ChaoticFeline.
And this is zackmanthegreat at your service.
And we are the way past crazy guys.
Crazy guy.
See what I did there at the beginning? Huh? Okay. But anyway, it's not about us. It's about one man. One king. One squire known as the king, known as Kerbifer. We are here today because we are about to be fangasms on an anime, not an anime, wow. On a show that we recently just finished yesterday of Terrain of Magical Expertise.
And by the way, since we're talking about TOME and talking everything about TOME, there's going to be some points where we're going to spoil the story rotten, so you might want to watch the first episode before watching this.
But if you guys have seen the episode, then feel right at home for this video and maybe give your opinion to what you thought too. But anyway, this is about what we think about it and of course our appreciation to the squire here, or the king in this case right now, because we can see him as the king. But anyway, we went on like, I don't know how long just talking about our intro. Anyway, let's start with the thoughts on the story. When this show first started,
you need to stop, okay? You need to stop doing that.
When this
funny, but stop it.
When this show started, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But anyway, when the show started, I got introduced by this show by a friend of mine named Brendan. He was telling me about TOME. I watched the first episode, and I definitely got hooked. And then I definitely showed Doug this show, and this. That's
where I got started. So, and it wasn't that, oh look, this is a new show and I should like it. No, my opinion was, oh, this looks pretty interesting. Thank you, Tim. I will watch it. When I watched the first episode, I was like, oh my god. Now let's continue with the story.
This is our thoughts on the story. It was done really well. It's not the best I've seen, but the way he's done it definitely got us excited from beginning to end.
In my opinion, he hit the nail on the head. He kept the story straight without going in a different direction with it. He kept the straight thought. Go straight forward. This is the virus. This is what's going to destroy everything. Then leave big, huge plot holes that make the watcher go, what's gonna happen next? I wanna know!
Yes, exactly. Now, the choices of course, this was back in when he made TV TOME Adventure, so it was based off that, but we don't talk about that. Well, I haven't seen any of it, but according to him, he said it's terrible. So anyway, but it's based on what he did there. Now, I love the choices of characters he had. We have Alpha, Kerbifer, there's a Nylock, Flame Girl, like Game Crazes the 5, but I don't want to make this too long, so I just want to say the 5 characters they chose was great. They went really well throughout the whole story. Like, as the story went on, I love the comedy they have in there. I love some of the references they have for other stuff like games and stuff like that. That was pretty cool as well. And but as the story went on from season 1, I always just like wondered about some of the characters in there, and it definitely got us definitely hooked.
Oh yeah, because either way, the story was fine. I'm not gonna say this needs to happen instead of that. I'm not gonna do that. I love the story.
Yeah, we're not picky. The story really touched our hearts. We loved it. We're gonna talk more about that, but the story overall, it definitely kept us going. There was that one part that we ever got bored.
No, there was not a part where nothing wasn't funny and something that they had just gave us the interest. We stuck with it.
Okay, so that's our short thoughts about the story. We definitely love it. It'll probably tie into some of the other stuff. Now let's talk about our opinions on what we thought. Well, let's go to basically what we enjoyed. Basically our favorites list. We have different categories of what we love the most.
Yes,
we're gonna start off with favorite main character. You go and start off for yours.
My favorite main character, and I would have 2 of them, but my main character, the favorite I liked was Kerbifer. Because of, let's see. I'm going to ponder on this one. Let's see.
Yeah, just bear in mind, we definitely, even though we say this stuff, we're also going to be giving a reason why. There's definitely will be reasons why we love these characters or whatever what we're going to be doing for these categories. So, well, while you thinking about that, I'll go and say about mine. My favorite character was most definitely for the main characters was Alpha. I love his personality so much. That was a character I definitely can relate to. Like, he's one of the most friendly. He is definitely a kind-hearted person. The way he the way he shows such friendly affection to his friends, and especially and also for the fact that when he knows that a friend's in danger, he gets really serious about trying to help them out. Sometimes it's sometimes to the point of raging. Like, there will be parts that I'll be like that too. Like, there will be a parts that I have some rage on me if something bad happens to my friend, something like that. Just like having this show. Joe, this guy just keeps moving forward. He kept having a straight mind. This character Alpha is fantastic, and Blake Swift did a fantastic job with his voice. In fact, one of the biggest props I have to say about Alpha that made me like him a lot is the way that Blake Swift made his yells, especially one of my favorite ways of yell when he was like on episode 10 when he was like, "Get out of my!" The way he yelled, it sounded so good. I just got excited the way he makes Alpha screams, for as weird that sounds. But yeah, that's what I thought of. That's my main favorite character right there, Alpha. So back to you.
My favorite main character was Carver because of the fact that he has pride. There are some points where he wants to give up, but in his heart, he's like, no, I'm going to finish what I started, and I'm going to try and save everyone I've met and loved.
Yeah, that was definitely a strong character too, and both of them together kind of had similar traits as well, Alpha and Kerbifer. Yeah. Like, but of course, Kerbifer definitely had some guilt during the thing as well, which is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and I liked it, and I don't have a particular favorite between Kerbifer and
Zeto. They're kind of the same. They're kind of the same person. So
they're the same person, but one, for some strange reason, one of them's weaker than the other. I've noticed, but I'm not gonna dwell on that one. And it actually surprised me that they're both one and the same.
Now quit screwing around and show me the real deal!
You need to quit screwing around and show me the real deal.
That just surprised me. It's like, what?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed when they did the revealing in episode 10 of that.
Yeah.
I kind of had a little bit of seeing that coming, but not too much. But like, it was kind of suspicious.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I was not expecting that at all whatsoever.
Alright, so now that we've done that, now it's time to our favorite side characters. Now, I had to make another one for this because I had to give props to some of the side characters in there, even though they had like a few episodes for each one.
Alright.
My favorite side character, hands down, was Saturn Diva. And oh my gosh, she is like one of the funniest characters I have seen in Tome. Like, Sarah Ann Williams did the voice of her, and she's famous for a lot of things. Like, she's the voice of Jinx from League of Legends. She has done some different kind of animes, like Sayaka from Monica Magica. But when she did Saturn Diva, it sounded fantastic. And she's going to NecoCon this year, so I hope you watch this, Sarah Williams, because I'm definitely gonna look forward to seeing you in the panel, because you made Saturn Diva very awesome. Like,
I don't even think she'll remember that until you bring it up. It's like, oh yeah.
She's probably not gonna remember. But the main reason why I like Saturn Diva, like I said, her personality is fantastic. I love how, what's the word for it? Like I like how sensitive she could be. Like, episode 8 was the biggest example. Like, that's probably my favorite episode of all time as well. This was during the Gemini tournament, when it was the part when she got so frustrated at the announcer about how she was acting through the whole thing. It was just fantastic.
Let nothing hold you back.
Oh my god. That chick needs to pack it in with the references already. Anybody could be an announcer like that with the way the show's being run.
That guy's doing a thing. That guy's also doing a thing. I play video games.
So many video games.
Please don't get us kicked out.
No, hang on a sec. This is good stuff. It's good stuff. Hey, Are we downright fierce enough for you?
I love that part so much. But yeah, Saturn Diva is definitely my favorite side character.
I love, I liked Rocky.
Oh, Raccoon?
Raccoon,
yes.
Yeah. He was funny. He was being a technical smartass sometimes, but he was technically, in some strange way, some comic relief that wasn't part of the main characters at all.
Oh yeah,
It's not the only funny parts. He just added on to it.
Yeah, Raccoon was definitely fantastic as well. You know what? Since we're getting to Raccoon, I want to add a little thing that was actually not on the list to this thing. Favorite duos. My favorite duo, even though they only has, even though this duo was only short for just one episode, Raccoon and Doubling. Oh my gosh, they were like the funniest.
Yeah.
They were the funniest duos. The funniest duos ever. I even saw this the short that they had that introduced, that actually had them introduced before the episode 1 as well. Those two make a great pair. Like, even though Doubling has a quote-unquote ticked off at Raccoon at some points because of how he is, but still, those two are just so funny together. The two people that voice him were really good too. I just love that duo a lot. That is definitely my favorite duo.
I don't think the nerds that made this game know how to simulate the smell in your mom's basement whiskers.
And I love you too, man. But not as much as I love money.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Hey, just so long as this job doesn't cut into my sports. I've got better things to do. And besides, video games are stupid and for babies. Yeah, that.
Alright, now on to our funniest moment in Tome in our opinions.
Mine, you know what mine is.
Oh, I wonder what it is.
I am not a squire! I am the king! I am the best player in this game! I am better than the mushroom, or the angel, or the crystalline douchebag, or the metalhead grandpa combined! So shut up and suck it!
You doing okay up there, Curb?
I am great!
What's funny about that was Tim bought me a shirt. So I have that shirt, and I wear it all the time.
Because after seeing that quote, he can't stop talking about it when it comes to that. I love that thing too. He loves it the most, especially when it came to Kermit. That was fantastic. Props on Chris on that. That was great.
The funny part about that was that every time I was ever since I went to NecoCon and I saw Cali Bear, I wanted to do that.
Sadly, you did, but
I wanted to say that to him, not yell it, just say it.
Yeah. But my favorite moment, it was on episode. The funniest moment I thought it was in episode 4. This was when Nylark and Flame Girl were teamed up to try to find one of the pieces for the trophy, and then Granda, oh my gosh, Granda. There was another side character I added there. Granda will also be on there too. This was the Vietnamese dinosaur. The way she just got revenge on Nylark after fighting each other on episode 3, I believe. Like. Whoever voices her did, oh my gosh, all that rage on her, it's just fantastic.
You like dragons?
Baby?
Huh?
Yes?
I like dragons. Dragging your face across the dirt.
It was like one of the most funniest things ever. It's definitely something I want to watch over and over again.
He's been scared of her ever since.
Exactly, yeah. That was just
It's horrible.
I love that character as well. Okay, favorite emotional part of Toad. Now, when we talk about emotional, it could also be happy or happy, sad, whatever we think is our opinion. Now, most definitely for my favorite emotional part, it's also on episode 4. It is when all 5 of the members were waiting for the statue to arise at midnight, and they were making a campfire. They were just talking. They were just talking about all these crazy things. And one of the topics they were talking about is actually meeting each other in real life. And they were all talking about it.
And what's ironic about that is that was Alpha's idea.
That was Alpha's idea. Like, they thought it was a good idea. Even Kerbifer did. That was one of the shocking things. He showed some he showed some soft spots in there as well. But
oh yeah.
The main reason why I chose this one because what Alpha said, during the time, because Flame Girl did say that they will love to go actually hang out in real life. But it will be pretty difficult for some people that they said in the campfire. But what Alpha said about it doesn't matter, right? We met in the game, right? All the stuff we have done as friends, we have done in the game. It's almost like we were here in real life already. I really love that. That was definitely one of my favorite emotional parts in there. I kind of got teary-eyed a little bit, not too much, but I love that scene. It's
but I would have gotten teary too, because at some point in the near future, we're gonna end up having virtual reality at some point, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, the one point, of course, the one point.
It is gonna happen in real life. So
the one point though that flicked out the emotional part, of course, was what Kerber said at the end. That was just great.
Right. The emotional part I thought this was really, really sad. It was like toward the end where Alpha and Flame Girl are technically dating in the game, and they're all hanging out, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're all being sacrificed to try and stop the virus.
Oh, I think I know which episode. I think I know which one you're talking about. Is this that?
Oh God, it was horrible. It made me sad. It made me want to.
That was a crazy scene. Oh my God.
And it made me want to punch everybody. It was horrible. It made me want to pretend I'm in the game. Like, give me back his friends!
Give me back my son! No, just kidding. Something like that kind of rage. Alright, now we got to that. Oh, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about the music. How did you think of the...
Yeah.
I believe that, let's see, the music composer was Weston Durant, and of course the guest musician was the Living Tombstone. Now, Weston Durant, great job of the 8-bit / 16-bit style of the music. I have a lot of favorite songs in there because of that. I think my favorite one, most definitely, was the Battle Grid theme, basically. Most definitely.
Yeah.
The Battle Grid theme was probably one of my favorites.
What's ironic about it is that I have heard none of them whatsoever, and they did a great job, and it's kind of interesting how certain composers can leave a good interest on me right off the bat, and I don't listen to them other than Tome, and I might want to go look them up at this point.
Oh yeah, it made me like 16-bit music even more. At 8-bit, it had some in there. And then the Living Tombstone, oh my gosh, the Living Tombstone blew us away. He was responsible for doing the last song from episode 10. Like the episode 10 was the one where they did the Zeta with the virus versus Alpha. That song was great. That was Living Tombstone. All the songs from episodes 14 and 15, freaking fantastic for Living Tombstone.
Oh yeah.
I really can't wait to get those songs when those soundtracks come out. Those were just amazing. I will definitely put those in my iPod and listen to those all the time. And also, from both openings of Season 1 and Season 2, hands down, probably my favorite one. What was the band called? Was it Terminal? I forgot exactly what it was.
I can't remember.
Let me see if I can look up quickly what I'm talking about. But that was probably... I love that theme song so much. I don't know exactly what the... I was trying to figure out which character particularly we're talking about for when I saw the lyrics. I'm not sure if it was Kerbifer or Alpha mainly for that thing.
It was probably Alpha starting out, and then everyone else started coming in.
Well, I'm talking about the lyrics in general of the song.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
Because I think it's more on Alpha's, because it almost sounded like a little bit for some of the Kerbifer's, but I could be wrong. And if you know what was your preferred lyrics, Kerbifer, on that, please let us know, because I really love how the lyrics is, and the band, of course, like I said. Let me see if I can look up the band who did this, because these were actually YouTube stars. They did a lot of stuff on YouTube. If I could find out what the group name is called, I have subscribed to them. Oh yeah, it's a I'm probably gonna say this wrong. Tetrabito VG Band. That was the people that made that song, but freaking fantastic. Now let's move on to our
best fight or favorite fight scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine would probably have to be the fight between the Final Net King and Game Crazed.
Oh, yeah.
Because something like that is like they gave it made it good, and it left an imprint on me because of the fact that Game Crazed won the tournament, or the prize, or the lottery, technically. And he allowed all of his friends to go with him, and they let him, and they decided to let him face the final boss. And I wasn't, and I was kind of skeptical on, I wasn't expecting the Net King to lose, per se, but it was like, oh, right, that's good, that's actually, he did a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah.
And all that.
Oh, yeah, let's see. My favorite fighting scene. It's quite a bit. One of my favorite things about the show is the fighting scenes. The fight scenes are just really good at best. Actually, after seeing the last episode, I think that one wins for my favorite one. The fight scene of Alpha the Virus versus, of course, spoilers. What was that crystal guy's name? Whatever his name was with the thing. That was freaking beautiful. The way the fighting scene went out of that one.
That something like that's up there too.
That was definitely one of my favorite fighting scenes in there. Probably my favorite one after just seeing that. That was just
now. Yeah, it makes sense.
It was definitely a strong point to that one.
You're some kind of monster.
Which one of us is really the monster here?
Now, if we're ready, we might as well move on to our favorite mind-blown moment, which is pretty much something that blew your mind in this entire series of whatsoever. And mine would probably have to be, there's two of them. One was when Kerberfer and Zeno are the same person.
That was definitely a very big shocker.
That was a shocker, and the fact that the crystal guy was the bad guy the entire time. That threw me off so hard.
Yeah, but okay, since we're talking about that, when me and Doug were watching this last episode at the same time, once we were watching it, he knew right off the bat who had to be the villain.
I knew right off the bat because I knew the voice. And I knew the other two characters.
I was still just paying attention to the story, but then I heard Doug was like, "Oh my gosh, I know who it is." I was like, "Who? I don't know who it would be." He was like, "Look at the symbol." I was like, "What symbol? Look at the symbol." That's how it was during our thing right there.
Because I knew right there off the bat. I was like, "Oh my god, you son of a bitch!"
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
But let's see. But I think the mind blow moment for me, most definitely. I'm trying to. Oh, you know what? My mind blow thing is when they reveal what Game Craze really is, because.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was not expecting that whatsoever either.
Also,
and that's also something that threw me off.
Let's talk about Softy for a second. First off, Kerberfer, you have created one of the most adorable characters ever in this show. Oh my god.
It makes me want to go in the game and steal it for my own.
You know what will happen if you did steal that from the game, right?
Yeah, but I don't care. I love it. That's how much I love
Softy
it.
is such a adorable character, and I love. Let's see. What was her name? Casey, the one who voiced Game Craze. She also did Softy. Beautiful job on Softy's voice. I really love her voice a lot.
And she made it to where she still sounded like a little kid, even after everything.
While lying asleep for this past year, my dreams consisted of the many players' thoughts, all being processed at once. However, my avatar, the shadow of myself that kept an eye on their safety, experiences like none before it. To be treated like an equal, like a friend, by those who I grew to cherish. Never would I have known to experience an incredible feeling called love.
If there was another main character on my list, Softy will be up there too. I consider Softy to be a main character. That was a main staple character that they had right there. Oh my gosh.
Well, thinking about this is the fact that we didn't know about the main character until episode... what?
Yeah, this whole time though...
11-ish, I think? I don't remember.
After 13, they showed off episode 0. So...
Yeah, it's episode 0, never mind.
But yeah, but finding out that Softy was actually game crazed, Or oh no, actually it should be the other way around. Game Craze is Softy because Game Craze is a shadow, like they said. But, oh my gosh.
And I think Dialogue was the only one that knew.
Because Game Craze told him. Game Craze did tell him about that. But oh my gosh, Softy is such an adorable character. If you make more merchandise, I would die for anything for a Softy plushie. I would buy that. I know it's not gonna happen, but if keep that in consideration, if you make a plushie, I will say shut up and take my money.
Well, technically, something like that, technically people would want it.
I would.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but that would be cool. If not, then I could only dream. I'll just draw more pictures of Softy. Softy was a very adorable character, but
yeah.
Now, in our opinion, what
we're getting close to the end, so bear with us. So now we're going into the best scene in our opinion. We're not saying that this scene was better than your scene. No, this is our opinion of how we think the best scene is.
In my opinion, it definitely has to be also from the last episode. The scene when the second confrontation of Alpha and the virus. That confrontation was, I feel like, probably one of the best scenes in my opinion. I just love how it turned out. He went to the virus, the thing that was supposed to be his enemy at the get-go at the beginning, teaming up to take down the actual true bad guy of this show. I love the confrontation. It was definitely a very strong point in that episode as well. That was another mind blown right there. When he teamed up with the virus, he was like, he actually accepted the virus because he knew how exactly he feels, because he's being used now. And now they were teaming up to actually take on. That was fantastic. Which also goes along with my favorite fighting scene as well. It definitely was definitely a mind blown right there.
I didn't realize it until now, but I've carried a small piece of you with me all this time. And I've gotten a lot stronger since the last time we spoke. I'll prove it to you. I will help you like no one else can. Will you trust me?
I will trust you.
I will agree with that, to the fact that it was ironic that the virus was using him at first. That using him twice, I think.
I think twice, yeah.
This is including this one, which is a third, so technically the first two times it's like, okay, I'm going to control his body and go, alright, I'm going to kill everything that moves and try and find the person that's trying to control me. And then when that happened, it's like, alright. He's like, what do you want? I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. But I will help you because I don't want to be controlled.
If you remember one of the episodes, the virus did want to torture Zeto again.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was in episode 10. I was like, wait, Zeto knew this virus all along, and then that's when episode 0 came out. That's how they knew about it. So that was really interesting too. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
now it's time to
final thoughts.
End this fun thing with our final thoughts, and adding on to what we said before.
4 years developing on this show. 4 years, and it was definitely worth the wait. That was
it was, because something like that takes time, takes dedication. It takes a long time, and in my opinion, Chris reminds me of a group called Rooster Teeth who does the exact same thing, because I don't know how many people he has with him, but they have a lot more than he does, I think. I'm not saying that this is right, but
Kerberford did not do this alone. Of course, he did the animation, he designed some of the stuff, but he had help. Weston directed the music. He had a wonderful collection of casts. There were some other people. There were some other people that helped him out with backgrounds, with some poses. Like, he didn't do this alone, but he did majority of the work. And I gotta thank every single one of you. Of course, definitely thank Kerberford for making this, but the whole cast that got chosen for this, you guys definitely made us feel entertained. It definitely was something that I didn't think was going to be good, but it was actually really good in our opinion.
in my opinion, is like I wasn't expecting. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. When I see something or play something, I set my expectations very low, so that way, in my mind, it's like, oh cool, this is the coolest thing I've seen. This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
And another thing I gotta point out, the theme of TOME. The theme of TOME, basically, people played on an online video game. Like, you create your characters. A lot of people can relate to this because there's a lot of people that watch on YouTube. They have online friends, and this show relates to those people that have online friends. Like, go play a video game with each other. What do you meet them in person that's from a far-off state? And I can definitely feel that because, of course, I have quite a bit of online friends if you watch my channel at ChaoticFeline. And
if I had a computer, I'd have more of them, but because of Toon, I've been introduced to some of them, and I think we can classify us as good friends. But if I had something to do and had played the same games, then yeah, I'd feel the same way.
This show definitely I could relate to with all this stuff, because when I saw the parts where they were talking about when they developed developing the friendship and really wanted to meet each other in real life, I can seriously relate that to you guys know who you are. For those that are watching this, you guys know exactly who you are. But I would be the same way too. I really want to meet you guys in real life. Who knows when that will happen, but this show definitely was something I can relate to because of the theme that Kermit put into this virtual reality of this animation.
And something like this also proves, and I don't know if he was going for this or not, but this also proves the fact that, like, League of Legends, and these are online, mind you, League of Legends, Smite,
pretty much
Sandbox, and these are just a few to describe. That is something that proves that people can be friends no matter where they are in the world, and they will take the dedication and time to at least try to meet them in real person and think of a deal and a location. Because and this is people that I watch, like Vanos and H2O Delirious and Minilad and all them. What was ironic is that they all went to the same place, and what they probably did is like, hey, let's meet up at this convention. And in my opinion, that should be the first place you should meet, because something like that gives you, and I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do, this is your opinion, but in my opinion, if I wanted to meet people online, it'd be at a convention where we all have fun and we're all agreeing on things, even if we're arguing about certain things, that's fine. That is something that's something that you can keep in your memory vault.
Speaking of greeting, what they did for the what he did for the final episode, that was, oh my gosh, that was something I did not expect. I thought that was gonna be animated, but you actually got a video of what will it be like for these people to actually be in real life. That was unbelievably amazing. I love that. And you know, I did notice that the people you use, like, of course, you had Little Karibo as dialogue because he voiced him, and of course, you yourself as Kerbifer. But what you did with Alpha was definitely, because I have watched your Kerb blogs, and you did say that Alpha was basically based off your best friend Mike. And when when I realized that was not Blake's, was like, it has to be Mike, isn't it? It's like, that is fantastic, because you said that Mike relates. Alpha was basically Mike, and what you did, and what I saw, is like, that was beautiful. I'm so happy to see something like that. That was great.
I'm happy to see such too, and I hope, I don't know if he'll do this, but I hope he tries to work on something else, because this is something I would want to watch every chance I got, and this is something that I would love to repeat from beginning to end without a wait, mind you, but that brings more fans, but at least you can watch it from beginning to end, over and over and over. And hopefully he does something else. I'm not saying, hey, go do it. No. If you come up with something else to do, Great, go right ahead and do that, because we will be just as impressed.
Yeah, that's... But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough of our rambling.
Oh.
Just,
because if we keep rambling on, it's gonna go on forever.
So anyway...
And Tim's gonna mistake it for an anime again.
Okay. Anyway, this is...
I win! I'm the king!
More on that later. Anyway, this is... This is ChaoticFeline.
This is zackmanthegreat.
Who is not the true king, by the way.
I know, I'm not taking credit for anything.
And we'll see you guys later. And thank you so much again, Kurfer. I hope you watch this video because this is what this show means to us. And
yes, it does. It means a lot because it changed my life a little bit. It made me think about maybe I should do the same thing. Go online and meet new people.
Anyway, we will see you guys. Anyway, we are the Way Past Crazy Guys, and we'll see you all later.
See you all later.